the side effects to me that I might experience, one of them including menopause. I never went through menopause while I was on the Arimidex. So the 5th year, they put me on tamoxifen, and I didn't go through menopause with that either. And I have to say I have still not gone through menopause, and I'm going to consider myself lucky for not having been through it twice in one lifetime. So that's a plus. For the first year after treatments were over, I saw Dr. Spiro several times, and while I love him, I would dread my visits because I didn't want him to find anything wrong. It was scary for those first 2 years after the treatments because the chance for recurrence was greater. And every time I was sick or tired or had a pain that I wasn't familiar with, I got scared. And even for a couple years after I was done with the treatments and went in for mammograms, I was scared too. But I've spoken to other cancer survivors who all felt the same thing and told me that that was normal. And even today when I go in for appointments, I'm still scared. It's the normal nerves, but I know that if I hadn't gone that one day to get a mammogram, I might not even be here. So it's totally worth going in, and I encourage everybody to make sure you do your mammograms. Several months after my treatments were done, I think my husband may even think it was longer than that. So, but I told Dr. Pratt, this is my story, so if he wants to tell a different story. I went in for genetic testing also at the Mole Center. It was determined that I did not have any genetic markers for breast cancer, so mine was just kind of a random case. But we're hoping that as research continues that I can still be tested and they'll look for different markers. And so, we need to definitely support the research. As I said, my husband and my children had their own journeys through my cancer. Joel was always so supportive. I'm so sorry. And he walked through this experience with me. He's been a coach with the Indians for a long time, and he's been in and out of town, and so, of course, my hair fell out when he was gone. Like Murphy's Law. And when he came home, I had my wig on, and I was so confident, but when I took it off, I didn't realize the kind of emotional reaction that I would have. And so Joel just hugged me and held me and stood with me until I quit crying, and that's exactly what I needed. And I hope that I helped him walk through this by keeping a positive attitude and talking about things. My children all had different reactions too. My oldest daughter, Kate, was 17. Aaron was 15. Cameron was 13. And Tara was 11. Kate was old enough to understand what I was up against and was pretty emotional about it. Aaron and Cameron both knew what was going on, but they weren't quite as verbal about what they were thinking inside. And then Tara would ask me questions, just talking about the dog, and then say, "Are you gonna die?" I'd say, "No, I don't think so," and then we'd go talking about the dog. So I think just trying to keep normal routines and stuff helped my kids not be so afraid. But my daughters, I'm so glad you're here because you will have to be diligent in managing your own breast health, but hopefully a cure will be found soon. So as I was living what seemed a surreal experience for those few months, I came to the conclusion early on that I wasn't going to stop living because I had cancer. I tried to keep a good sense of humor and live as normally as possible. The best advice that I was given was by Dr. Pratt, who said, as you go through this, just feel what you feel and don't try to analyze it. And that proved to be key in my recovery because it freed me from giving in to the fear. And I tell that to other people who've been diagnosed with breast cancer and really, people who've been through traumatic experiences because it was just a huge help to me. And I would be lying if I said that I didn't think about dying, but I think facing my own death made me really have a deeper appreciation of my family and my faith. And it's been 7.5 years since I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and my journey is not over, however, it never will be. I still have to be diligent in managing my own breast health, and I'll keep trying to help as many people as I can who are diagnosed with breast cancer. Finally, I just want to say thank you to Michelle, Dr. Pratt, Sarah, Dr. Spiro, and all the countless other people that I came into contact with at the Mole Center, because when you're going through something like this, you don't understand a lot. It's, like I said, it's a surreal experience, and being surrounded by the love and caring that they have just made the absolute best of a really crummy situation. So I want to thank you.